Here we go.
Welcome to my WWE Summerslam recap and reactions, and I gotta just say it really quickly. Those last two matches weren't all that good, and what a way to end those. And I'm gonna get to it later for the main event, because the network was really bad tonight. I think this was one of the worst network connections I've had for the WWE network. The buffering, the crashing, and it was rewinding by itself for so many matches. It was like fine at first for a couple matches, and just as you continue to watch the event, it got worse. But before I even get into the recap, I'm gonna have every match as you guys watch this tonight. Whenever you guys get a chance, if you guys watch the show anymore, if you guys want to continue to watch it, especially after this. But I have to say that the NXT Takeover destroyed WWE SummerSlam. I knew SummerSlam wasn't gonna hold a candle to this event, and if you have not seen WWE NXT Toronto Takeover, you gotta check that out. Every match just was amazing. I'm talking 5-star matches, and they killed every match that they had on this match card. But I'm gonna get right into it, starting with the kickoff show, and then every match that took place from the main show for our match card for SummerSlam. But I don't know what to say about some of these matches. The first match that they showed for the kickoff was Drew Gulak taking on Oney Lorcan for the Cruiserweight Championship. So, just as I suspected, I knew Drew Gulak was going to retain. But I'm just going to speed through some of these. Apollo Crews versus Buddy Murphy. I didn't even expect that they just had some of these matches. I think these were just put onto the card just for the kickoff, just to kill time leading up to the event. They weren't really scheduled matches that really were announced, besides the Cruiserweight Championship, I'm sure. But Apollo Crews taking on Buddy Murphy, I already knew he was probably going to end up most likely losing. But I guess this ended in a DQ, because if you guys have been watching from last week, Buddy Murphy was confronted by Roman Reigns because someone has been recently attacking Roman Reigns out of nowhere. Just this mystery superstar or this mystery person. We don't even know who it is. We don't even know for sure if it's Eric Rowan, because Buddy Murphy ended up blaming Eric Rowan to being responsible for taking out Roman Reigns, being the one constantly attacking him over the past 2 weeks now. So it was a Samoa Joe, and I guess the recent blame is on Eric Rowan. So Eric Rowan ended up attacking and destroying Buddy Murphy in the middle of this match. So this match ended in a no contest, basically. The next thing was Elias' music performance. So as you know, when Elias comes out to perform his music, there's always someone coming out there to interrupt him. There's always someone that's gonna probably be to come out there and just do a finisher on him. And who would have thought that in Toronto, his hometown, Edge he ended up returning to the show, but he didn't really get on the mic. He didn't have anything to say or anything like that. He came out there, a nice little surprise entrance, and speared Elias. But I know, even though that wasn't a match, that was just something that happened. The final match of the kickoff show was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the new Women's Smackdown Tag Team Champions, defending their titles against the IIconics. Now, something I want to really just say here, just really quickly. If you guys have noticed that the IIconics, when they had the titles, the Tag Team Championships, they were never defending their championships. They didn't really have them defend their titles against any sort of women's tag team the past several months. So they just had them just hold on to these titles without any sort of competition. It's as if they didn't even care about the Tag Team Championships. And now all of a sudden, when Alexa and Nikki Cross get the titles, now they all of a sudden have to defend their titles as the new champs. And now they just make an appearance at kickoff. Well, how can the IIconics then have those matches? Are they not good enough? Are they not just worthy enough to be recognized as champions? And now they're just jokes now. So I think that just putting the pieces together just to talk about it, I think they're just probably not going to ever get the titles anymore. It's cool to see Nikki Cross get a title match, and now she gets TV time because she's with Alexa Bliss. But how long is this duo going to last? How long is this friendship going to last? They were rocking their little Toy Story gear. Alexa Bliss as Buzz Lightyear. Pretty cool to see that. But how long is this duo gonna last? And then if Nikki Cross decides to go her own way, Well, is she gonna get the spotlight? Is she gonna be winning matches, or will she just go back to losing and just going back to being backstage and not getting the spotlight and the TV spot, the TV time that she deserves? Because she's already good in her own way. But that's just something I noticed. So obviously, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross ended up retaining their championships. But that's just something I really wanted to mention. But now I guess I don't know who else they're gonna probably pair to even try to get the belts away from them. Because what they're doing with the show now, I just never know what they're probably going to put together, who's going to be the next challengers, because they'll have a couple questions for some of these after these results. But on to the main show. The first match of the show, I gotta just say, I didn't really get a chance to see most of these matches in full because of the network having so much issues. And I had to just double check and look up and see if anyone else was having problems. A lot of people were just mentioning just buffering, the crashing, the freezing and rewinding. So I managed to still just get the results as I continued to watch the event. Natalya ends up taking on Becky Lynch for a submission match, but she lost to Becky Lynch, so she ended up retaining her championship. This was for the Raw Women's Championship between Becky Lynch and Natalya. And it would have been cool to see Natalya win, but I don't know. I was just guessing that Ronda Rousey would probably make a surprise return to maybe probably try to re-challenge and get a rematch. I think that's probably gonna be the situation. Ronda Rousey will probably end up coming back one of these days. Maybe not tomorrow, or maybe sometime soon. She'll come back and probably want a rematch and end up coming back to try to get the title back. But how come she can't take an L? They're just having Ronda Rousey just act like she was in UFC. She lost one match and she never was ever heard of again. Now it's the same thing to Raw. What is one loss? You come back and you just come back stronger and just get better. What's wrong with that? So that's just a guess. What I guess they're probably going to be doing to the only person I could possibly think of to take that belt away from Becky Lynch. But this match was short, just as I knew it would be when it came up on the match card. Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. And let me explain to you guys what happened. I got it right here. Two spears. It was two super kicks first by Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph Ziggler was just immediately on the offense. Two super kicks by Dolph Ziggler. And he tries to cover. He obviously kicks out just really quickly. And then right after that, he tried to go for a third one, a spear by Goldberg, and then a jackhammer. And then the match is over. So that was it. But of course, Dolph Ziggler just kept asking for more, so he ended up getting speared a few more times, a good 2 more times, and then he finally stopped to get off the mic and was in enough pain by Goldberg. But who knew? Who didn't expect this to last for like longer than 5 minutes? This match I personally enjoyed from the show, from the match card, AJ Styles and Ricochet. He looked like Nightwing from his gear. Looked pretty cool. But this was for the United States Championship. I already knew AJ Styles was going to probably end up winning because he has the club watching his back and constantly interfering during the match to throw Ricochet off his game. It was a really good match, and I think this is one of the most recommended matches I can definitely say was a highlight for me, because they always put on a good show. But I'm not sure what's going to be next for AJ Styles. Is he going to stay with holding on to the U.S. title? Will he eventually end up losing it and then going back to compete for the Universal Championship? I don't know what they're going to possibly do with him. But on to the next match. Baylee taking on Ember Moon for the Women's Smackdown, Smackdown Women's Championship. Almost messed up. But I really wanted to see Ember Moon win this. But I thought they would probably give her a chance. Well, hey, at least they gave her a title shot. But I already knew that she was going to already end up losing anyway. But right now, I see Baylee holding on to the title for a little while longer. I don't know who else is going to challenge her. I can't even think of anyone else is going to probably be the one to step up. Maybe Charlotte will come back and end up challenging her. But I would have loved to see Asuka in the spotlight. But now she's in the women's tag team division now with Kairi Sane. So I'm guessing Charlotte's going to come back and try to challenge for the title. That'll be so predictable. But they need to get some other superstars like Ember Moon just right here. And maybe some others will probably step up. And maybe you never know what they could do. But this was still a decent match. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. And if the stipulation was if Kevin Owens loses, he ends up quitting the company. But we already knew he was going to win. So Elias was going to be the special guest referee, but they ended up using a different, actual real referee in the match to make sure everything goes just everything's called down in the middle, so everything's fair. But I wonder where this other story got. I just have so many questions. Where's this storyline gonna go? What's Shane McMahon's next move? Is he gonna make an excuse Tuesday night during Smackdown, or is he gonna come after him again? I don't know what else they're gonna probably do. Maybe Owens should be competing for the titles now. That'll be nice to see. Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus was this next match, and I didn't really care. I personally didn't really care too much about this match. It was nice to see Trish Stratus back into the ring, but we already knew Charlotte Flair was going to already end up winning. It made me think of something like passing the torch as the next women, the most dominant women in the company, one of the best. But she just because of her name. But she's good in her own way. She's already good in the ring. But we already knew. It's just some of these matches like this. Again, you already know who's going to win. Trish Stratus didn't even though she's the hometown hero coming into Toronto to try to get a win, to get a dub over Charlotte Flair. But now Charlotte Flair is the queen of all queens, they say, or the queen of queens, or whatever you want to put it, however you want to put it. But this was just not really all that good of a, I want to say it wasn't a bad match, but it just wasn't really something that belongs on the match card. It's just just with the Dolph Ziggler and the Goldberg match. It's just something a current superstar versus legend. But this time, Charlotte Flair, we already knew. It's just something that you already know what's going to happen. You don't even have to bother watching a match to see what the results are going to be. Now, let's get to these last matches I have to get into right now. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton was such a bad ending, along with the Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar match. Good ending, but it wasn't that good of a match. Now, for this match with Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston, it was a good match, but with a bad ending. It ended up in a no contest. I don't even understand what happened. So I guess they're probably they probably don't have another challenger for Kofi Kingston. They want this to drag on and be taken personally. So they're gonna probably let it drag on to the next pay-per-view, which is Clash of Champions, which has been changed. It used to be Night of Champions, but now it's Clash of Champions. So I don't know. I guess but this was for the WWE Championship. I almost forgot to mention. Well, so Kofi Kingston is still the champion, but there's no results for this, no contest. But I just didn't really like that. Like, they could have just let them finish the match. I wouldn't have minded if Randy Orton won, and then Kofi Kingston comes back, gets the revenge, and just takes it back, or maybe some other superstars get involved to make it a triple threat or fatal four-way. But to me, this was the best match. Finn Balor, and this was the highlight. I'm gonna say this was the highlight. It wasn't that long of a match, to be honest. Finn Balor taking on the Fiend Bray Wyatt. It was nice to see him. His entrance is so dope. And when you go to watch it, you definitely probably want to see the Fiend, to see what he does. I'm not gonna spoil about everything that he did. I just want you guys to definitely check it out. He ended up winning, but I'm not gonna show you guys just everything that when he comes out into the ring. Well, his music is almost similar to what his old song, Broken Out of Love is. It's the same song, but it's like a rock version of it. It sounds really cool and very well done. And then when he comes out, it's so scary. He can be the next Undertaker. You gotta just see this. Bray Wyatt is definitely gonna be the next Undertaker. It's so scary, and then it's just, I don't even want to get into it. But if you're gonna watch this and watch the recap at SummerSlam when you guys get a chance, if you guys are interested, gotta watch him come out. His entrance is really cool. Or just look up his entrance, even if you don't want to watch the event. His entrance is so cool, and it looks so scary too. Just when he comes and wrestles and competes. So I hope they really keep him going. I hope he ends up winning the championship. He should challenge Seth Rollins, since he's the new champ. But I think this is going to drag on to something new. He's still going to be feuding with Finn Balor for sure. But that was the best. My favorite moment of SummerSlam is seeing the Fiend Bray Wyatt. The last match, the main event, was obviously Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins. A couple suplexes. But the thing is, what happened when I was watching it, the whole WWE network crashed. And it crashed for like a good few minutes. a little bit, a good little while, and then once it came back on, I see Seth Rollins just holding the title up in his hand. So I said, "Oh well, I guess he lost." I thought Brock Lesnar was gonna win, but Seth Rollins got the title back, so we ain't got to worry about him holding the belt hostage, the Universal Championship. So Seth Rollins is the new Universal Championship. That's our recap for SummerSlam. Just going through everything. It was a fun event. It was decent. It was okay, but it doesn't compare to NXT Takeover Toronto. That was amazing. But if I was to just pick a match that I really enjoyed, I'm just gonna pick easily the Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Yeah, it wasn't that long of a match, but that was the highlight. I was really excited to see that out of everything else on this match card. There wasn't really any title changes at all besides the Universal Championship. There was no other title changes. Everybody else retain, and then just one title change, which is the main event for Seth Rollins. Now, can I think of a real a next opponent for him? I can't really imagine. Maybe Brock Lesnar is going to come back, but he's probably going to want back at the title. But there's no more rematch clauses, so I don't know. I just hope that they just do more. And then we're still trying to figure out the story with Roman Reigns' attacker. Is it really Roman, or maybe Daniel Bryan has something to do with it? He didn't even have a match or anything like that. Roman Reigns didn't even have a match, by the way. So they just was recapping everything that happened. Him trying to find answers and all. But I'm just going to have to find out and see what they do tomorrow to see where everything goes. And that's what I like. Right after the event ends, you can find out what they're going to do for the next shows. What happens next for the upcoming shows for the next 2 days to see. But I still enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys did too. But to me, the highlight was definitely Bray Wyatt seeing the Fiend. But that's definitely the next Undertaker. It's so scary. You gotta just look at it. I think that was the best of the whole entire show out of everything else I can possibly think of. Just the last two matches, just the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship matches were, it was disappointing. Why was the WWE Championship match disappointing? Because of the bad ending. We didn't even have a definitive winner. And then Brock Lesnar's match, you already know what he's going to do. Suplexes. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys watched it, and maybe some matches that you liked and maybe you disliked it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But to me, NXT TakeOver, that was the best part. And then just seeing Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, that's the highlight for me.